Preparing data for scikit-learn models. In this lesson, we will master how to ready our data with Pandas for scikit-learn models. You will work through loading, cleaning, encoding, splitting, scaling, and more. We will use the Titanic dataset, classic for teaching. Begin by making sure Pandas is installed. Let us set up our workspace. Running the cell now. Let us ensure we avoid unnecessary warnings. Now, all Pandas warnings are silenced for clarity. Now we will load the Titanic dataset to use for these examples. First, import Pandas so we can work with data frames. Import NumPy as NP. We set the random seed to 42 for reproducibility. Here is the public address for the Titanic CSV data. We now load the Titanic data from the given URL into a data frame called df. We will look at the number of rows and columns the data has. Here's a glimpse at the first 3 rows to get a feel of the dataset. Running the cell now. This output confirms that our Titanic dataset has 891 rows and 12 columns, giving us a compact view of the data's structure and main features. Notable columns like survived, P-class, and age are visible, which are crucial for predictive modeling. This initial data inspection sets the foundation for the cleaning and pre-processing steps we'll perform before fitting our scikit-learn models. Try changing the .head 3 to .head 10 and see what happens. Exploring Titanic data. Before prepping data, let us explore what columns we have, their types, and a few summaries. Understanding the data helps you choose what to fix, drop, or transform. Running the cell now. This shows us each column name, its type, and how many values are missing. We print the summary so you notice any missing or non-numeric data quickly. This displays stats like mean, STD, minute, and max for the number columns. You can spot possible outliers or columns that need scaling. Running the cell now. This output reveals the structure and summary of the Titanic dataset, showing 891 passengers and 12 columns with mixed data types. Notice some columns like age and a cabin have missing values, non-null counts less than 891, highlighting potential areas for data cleaning. The descriptive stats help us understand the distribution of numerical features, which guides how we might handle or transform these variables later in the pre-processing steps. Look at the aged column. Are there missing values? This counts up all the missing values for each column. Pay attention to columns with large gaps, these may need cleaning. Running the cell now. This output shows the number of missing values in each column of the Titanic dataset. Notice that columns like age, cabin, and embarked have significant missing data, especially cabin with 687 missing entries, which signals these may need special handling during pre-processing. Identifying these gaps early helps us decide whether to impute, drop, or transform these columns before modeling. Handling missing values. Machine learning models cannot work with missing data. Let us fill or drop missing values depending on the case. Running the cell now. Fill missing values in the age column using the median age of the dataset. This replaces all missing ages with the median to avoid bias from extreme values. Remove any rows where the embarked value is missing, since these are few in number. Dropping these rows is acceptable due to the small amount of missing data. Print the count of missing values in each column to verify data cleaning is complete. Running the cell now. The output shows that all missing values in the age and the embarked columns have been successfully handled, as indicated by 0 missing entries. Notice that age was filled with the median age to preserve data, while rows missing embarked were dropped to maintain data integrity. This confirms the code's intent to prepare the dataset for modeling by eliminating or imputing missing values where appropriate. Selecting features for modeling. We do not always need every column for machine learning. It is smart to focus on columns that relate to what we want to predict. Let us keep only a few useful features. Running the cell now. Here is a list of the columns we think will be useful predictors for survival. We are focusing on passenger class, gender, age, family on board, fare paid, and where people boarded. The column survived is what we try to predict later. Now we make a copy of just our selected features. We also keep a copy of the target labels for training models soon. Let us peek at the features chosen to be sure everything looks right. Running the cell now. Here, we've selected a subset of columns as features to predict survival, focusing on passenger class, demographics, family size, fare, and embarkation point. The output shows the first 3 rows of this feature set, highlighting key predictors like sex and fare while excluding other columns to keep the model focused and efficient. This step ensures our model trains on relevant information linked to the survival outcome. Try adding or removing a feature and see what changes. Dealing with categorical features. Scikit-learn models need numbers, but sex and embarked are words. We need to turn categories into numbers for our models. Let us use Pandas for easy encoding. Running the cell now. We use one-hot encoding so each category gets its own column of zeros and ones. The drop_first option helps avoid duplicate info and keeps things clean. Now we see that gender and embark location are now numbers that models can use. Running the cell now. This output shows the first 3 rows after converting the categorical columns sex and embarked into numerical dummy variables using one-hot encoding. Notice how new columns like sex_male and embarked_s represent each category as true, false values, making it easier for models to process. This transformation is key for preparing categorical features so scikit-learn can use them in training. Do you spot new columns like sex_male or embarked_q? Feature scaling is important. Some models, especially those based on distance, need features scaled to similar ranges. Let us standardize age and fare columns using scikit-learn StandardScaler. Running the cell now. We import StandardScaler to make columns have mean 0 and unit variance. Here we create a scalar and use it to transform the age and fare columns. Both columns are updated with their scaled values now. Let us look at the result. Values now center around 0. Running the cell now. Here, you can see the first 5 values of the age and fare columns after standardization, with both features now centered around 0 and scaled to have similar ranges. This transformation is crucial for distance-based models, as it ensures that neither age nor fare dominates due to differences in scale, improving model performance. Notice how the values are distributed as positive and negative decimals, indicating their standardized z-scores. Train test split for real machine learning. Never train and test your model on the same rows. Let us shuffle and split our data into a training set and a smaller test set using scikit-learn. Running the cell now. We import the train_test_split function to divide our features and labels. We call train_test_split to split the data into training and testing sets. We specify 20% of the data for testing and use random_state equals 42 for reproducibility. Stratifying by Y keeps the class distribution similar in both sets. Print the shape of the training set to verify its size. Running the cell now. The output shows the shapes of our training and test sets after using train_test_split, 711 rows for training and 178 for testing, each with 8 features. This confirms the data was shuffled and split correctly, with 20% reserved as the test set to evaluate our model on unseen data. Notice that the stratify parameter helps maintain the original class distribution, crucial for fair model assessment. Try changing the test underscore size to 0.3 for a bigger test set. Checking for data leakage. Be careful, never let data from the test set influence training steps before splitting. Did you scale or fill missing values before the split? That is okay only when done with training set stats. For production, use pipelines to avoid leaks. Running the cell now. This line is a comment explaining that the code creates an scikit-learn pipeline with pre-processing steps. We import the pipeline class from scikit-learn to build a sequence of data transformations. We import simple imputer to handle missing values in data. We import one hot encoder to convert categorical variables into numeric format. We import column transformer to apply different transformations to different columns. We list the names of numeric features that will be processed with scaling and imputation. We list the names of categorical features that will be processed with imputation and encoding. We create a numeric pipeline that first imputes missing values using the median strategy. Then scales these features to have zero mean and unit variance. Note, StandardScaler must be imported elsewhere. We create a categorical pipeline that imputes missing values with the most frequent category. Then applies one hot encoding while dropping the first category to avoid multicollinearity. We combine the numeric and categorical pipelines into a column transformer object called preprocessor, which applies the appropriate transformations to the relevant columns. Running the cell now. This code defines a pre-processing pipeline that safely handles missing values and scales numeric features while encoding categorical ones, all within a single transformer. Notice how the imputation and scaling happen after the split, using the training set statistics embedded in the pipeline, which prevents data leakage. This setup ensures that pre-processing is consistently applied without leaking information from the test set during model training. Can you use this preprocessor together with your model? Try it out. Mini project: prepare Titanic data for modeling. Now it is your turn. Use the steps above to get a fresh Titanic dataset ready for scikit-learn. Practice. Try different fill strategies. Try creating your own feature columns. Then split your data and scale it. Running the cell now. Let us practice making decisions about our columns. This will ask you which feature column you want to drop for the next steps. We check if the feature entered exists in our set of features. If it exists, a new data frame is made with that column removed. This lets you see a real change after removing a single feature. We show a preview of the resulting data frame for review. If you picked a column that does not exist, we warn you and change nothing. That gives you quick feedback without breaking the flow. Running the cell now. Here, the output shows the Titanic dataset after dropping the TFAIR feature, as specified by the user. Notice how the remaining columns like p-class, sex, and age are preserved, which is important for preparing the dataset by selecting relevant features before modeling. This exercise reinforces how to manipulate features interactively, a key step in data pre-processing. Try testing this with columns like fair, age, or a made-up name. Now, let us try an easy logistic regression to see how ready data can be fit to a model. We import logistic regression from scikit-learn for a simple binary classifier. A model object is made and told to allow up to 200 fitting steps. Now we actually fit the model to our data. We calculate the accuracy score on the same data just as a first check. Here is the resulting accuracy printed as a decimal for quick interpretation. Running the cell now. The output shows a training accuracy of 0.800, indicating that the logistic regression model correctly classifies 80% of the Titanic samples based on the prepared features. This confirms that your data pre-processing steps, encoding and cleaning, have successfully transformed the dataset into a format suitable for modeling. It's a solid baseline before moving on to validation and tuning. Remember, you should check performance on unseen test data too. This line is a comment describing that we will identify important features by their coefficient size. We import the NumPy library to help with numerical operations like sorting arrays. We extract the column names of the encoded feature set to label the coefficients later. We get the coefficients from the logistic regression model for each feature. We rank the features by the absolute value of their coefficients in descending order. We print a header to indicate we will show the most influential features next. We start a loop to iterate over the indices of the top 5 ranked features. For each of the top 5 features, we print its name and coefficient value formatted nicely. Running the cell now. Here, we see the top 5 features influencing survival predictions, ranked by the size of their logistic regression coefficients. Notice how a sex_male has the largest negative coefficient, indicating being male strongly decreases survival odds, which aligns with domain knowledge. This confirms our feature encoding and selection steps effectively prepare the Titanic dataset for modeling. Common pitfalls and tips. Always fill or drop missing data before usage. Make sure all features are numeric for scikit-learn. Use pipelines for production models. Try scikit-learn's column transformer to keep all prep steps together. Running the cell now. Prepare a list of lines representing code to troubleshoot type errors. Begin a try block to attempt running the code and catch errors. Try fitting the logistic regression model using the scikit column from df and target y. Catch any exception that occurs during fitting and bind it to variable e. Print out the error message to understand what went wrong. Running the cell now. This output highlights a common pitfall: the model cannot process non-numeric data, as seen with the sex feature containing the string the male. The error reminds us to convert categorical variables to numeric form, e.g., via encoding, before fitting models in scikit-learn. This confirms the lesson's emphasis on ensuring all features are numeric to avoid type errors. Stretch challenge. Ready for more? Try encoding features with ordinal encoder or label encoder instead of get_dummies. Make a new feature, family size equals sib_sp plus parch plus 1. Try cross-validation for better accuracy estimates. Running the cell now. Recap. Today you learned hands-on ways to get data ready for machine learning using Pandas. You saw data exploration, cleaning, selection, encoding, scaling, splitting, and pipeline tricks. With these tools, you can prep almost any dataset for scikit-learn models. Running the cell now. What next? Subscribe for more lessons. Keep practicing, try it with the iris or tips dataset next. Like and subscribe for more Pandas and scikit-learn walkthroughs. Have a topic request? Leave a comment on YouTube. Happy coding! Running the cell now. Practice on a different dataset. Click subscribe to support the channel.